Moderate Democrats are wondering and worried, and they should be. Can they stop Bernie Sanders? Probably not, I don't think. Their field is too fractured, and as you'll see in this article, they agree that there are still too many candidates out there. Who are they going to consolidate their vote around, and what style of Democrat are they going to consolidate their money and their vote around? There are too many candidates. They haven't consolidated. They needed to, before New Hampshire, they needed to, right after Iowa, they needed to get some of the candidates to drop out to consolidate the votes before their bases got too solidified to the point where they, and too radicalized. I mean, really, honestly, each one of these candidates has a very radicalized base. It is so bizarre. And each one of their radicalized bases is saying, if my candidate doesn't get elected, I'm not voting for the other candidate, so they're going to be voting for Trump. And I don't think Sanders is electable on the national level. Will he get the nomination? Most damn likely, because all the others look like complete idiots, and when you're choosing between a field of idiots, you choose the lesser idiot. Bernie Sanders' rise has moderate Democrats wondering if it's too late to stop him. It probably is. There are still too many individuals on the field. As Senator Bernie Sanders emerges from his commanding victory in last week's Nevada caucuses, the Democratic establishment and the party's sizable moderate wing are increasingly anxious over his steady march to the presidential nomination. Yet they lack any sort of cohesive plan to stop him, as is completely evident by the fact that they still have all these people running. There's no cohesion. There's no, hey, you know what, I'm going to drop out for the sake of the party, this and that, which we've had in the past. Past days, people were looking out for the best interests as they believed were the best interests anyways, and if something like this had happened, they would back out so that way the votes could be consolidated around who was the better candidate. But the problem at this one is there is no better candidate. So what happens? Do we get there? None of the candidates get the delegate wins needed, so we go to a brokered convention, and well, if we go to a brokered convention, we're pretty sure we know who's going to win, and it ain't Sanders on that one. So maybe that's what the DNC is looking at. Maybe the DNC is saying, let's leave everybody in there. In fact, let's throw a whole bunch of other people in there. Let's throw some bunny rabbits and some puppy dogs and some butterflies and dress someone up as a rainbow. Hey, you can vote for the rainbow too, and the unicorn, you know. Really, really mess up the vote, and then they can get Bloomberg. Maybe that's what they should do. I don't. Obviously, I'm not saying that they should dress people up in, or should they? No outside group has taken the lead to focus resources against Sanders, and there are still too many candidates left on the race for moderates to coalesce around one standard bearer, which I've been saying from the beginning. And which moderate standard bearer are they? Would they consolidate their votes around? Which one? Which style of democracy? See, this is where we're at. I mean, you're so fractured, Democrats, and I don't know, I think it's too late. I think, personally, we are looking at what is going to be a Republican super party. The Democrats are so fractured, AOC is going to lose her seat. I know AOC is going to lose her seat. Her own constituents don't like her. She got in on a primary. She cheated her way in. Not really cheated, but exploit. If you play video games, she used an exploit and got her way in. She's going to lose her seat, and then what? The ultra-progressive super PAC that she's trying to form or whatever becomes its own independent party? Where are we going? Where are we going, Democrats? What do we do? Who's the captain? Where's the boat going? Right now, it looks like the boat is splitting apart and sinking miserably to the bottom of the abysmal ocean. I don't think they even have a plan. Will Sanders get the nomination? It appears like it, unless it goes to a brokered. Then it'll be Bloomberg, most likely. I don't know. It's not just that he'd lose the presidency. It's that he'd put our candidates at risk. said Scott Peters of California, who supports Mike Bloomberg and is a leader in the 103-member New Democratic Coalition, a caucus of moderate House Democrats. Bob Mendez of New Jersey said there's no question Sanders will create a real challenge for down-ballot candidates if he is the Democratic nominee. He will, because everybody will associate the Democratic Party with what Sanders' policies are, which are tax, 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 tax. I don't see the Democrats. I see Sanders getting it. I see Sanders getting the nomination. I don't see them reeling him in, but I don't see him getting the election. I don't. There are too many moderates in the United States that are going to look at it like, wow, those are some pretty expensive policies, Mr. Bernie. How are you going to pay for them? And during the election campaign, as he's going through and people are asking him the actual tough questions, how are you going to pay for this? How are you going to pay for this? How are you going to pay for this? And he doesn't come up with the answers, which he won't, because there is no answer. How are you going to pay for it? Fuck if I know. It's no different than Trump's wall. How are you going to pay for it? Oh, make Mexico pay for it. Yeah, okay, sure, pal. Sure, pal. All right. How are you going to pay for health care for all, Bernie? I don't know. How are you going to pay for the big government that you're saying? How are you going to pay for having a government that's big enough that you're going to subsidize most housing? How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? Bernie Sanders' policies would make probably the largest government the United States has ever seen, and thereby the most expensive. The most program-laden government. We all know what programs mean. Programs mean reach into your pocket, you little plebes, and don't pay attention to man behind the curtain and just hand over your money. And trust me, these policies we're enacting that you're paying for are going to be good. Just trust me. Trust me. Because, we have so many examples of socialism that has worked. Oh, wait. We don't have a single example of a socialist society that has been successful. Do you know what the most successful society in the world has ever been? Capitalism. It has made a country the richest in the shortest period of time, and the most powerful in an extremely short period of time, because capitalism rewards merit and punishes bad product, bad ideas. Just speaking truth. Bernie, he'll get it, but he won't get it. That's what I got for you on this one, guys. I will see you on the next one.